Have you ever encountered a hurdle with launching or growing your business? Listen, there are two things that run a business: the back end and your soft skills.
Telling you right now, if these aren't in place, you'll lose clients and you'll lose money. You don't want that? Well, you're in the right place.
Hey, I'm Dana.
Hey, I'm Sarah.
We're your hosts of the Entrepreneur Encounter, and we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes glance into our businesses, give you genuine feedback, tips and tricks, plus occasionally bring on guests that care about supporting you to grow your business organically and nurturing authentic relationships. Are you ready? Welcome back, entrepreneurs, to another amazing episode. Today, we're excited to dive into entrepreneurship and personal growth through your brand image. Today's episode, we're talking about empowering women to kind of discover what their unique brand image and style is. And to do that, we have Nimisha Mehta, who is a passionate brand image coach and strategist. We have already loved talking to her so far, but she specializes in helping women unlock their true potential. Nimisha, will you take a few minutes and kind of introduce yourself and how you ended up being a brand image coach?
Yes. Hello. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm super excited to speak to both of you. For me, this journey started as a personal journey. So really, it is sharing with people what I've learned and what worked for me. So for me, a personal brand began with me not feeling so great about myself, not feeling that I actually embodied everything that I truly wanted to embody. The 13-year-old me would not be shy to wear whatever she wanted, to show up as whatever she wanted. But the 40-year-old me was afraid and wanted to do what everybody else was doing. So I needed to get to that part of me. So that's my journey, and that's what I share.
I feel like I'm the opposite. So 13-year-old me was nervous about wearing things or stepping out. And then mid-30-year-old me is like, whatever. This is just who I am. If you don't like my face, it's okay, because I don't wear makeup every day. I'm usually the hot mess mom express. And we just roll with it with a smile on our face.
Yeah, I think I'm to the point where I don't care. That's like my motto now. It's not that I don't care, but I know that a lot of us, especially women, we tend to, like me, I overthink things. But I was definitely that shy girl in middle school and high school and all the way up until maybe my 20s. And I think because now that I have kids and I'm doing things for me, that I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. Because I think a lot of the times we hear so much noise and that we think like we should be like this person, but that shouldn't be the case.
It's so true. I hear everyone that I've met so far in my life, after a gap of a few years, say the same thing, is that those years help you identify exactly what you want and not what everybody else wants from you or of you or whatever that means.
So with that, I love that's your why, like how you started your business. Is that how you envision it, your story and your business impacting the lives of your clients? Like, how do you help them develop that confidence and perception of self?
A lot of the people that I help and would like to help as well are the people that come to me and say, I don't really have a style. I have a really difficult time opening up my closet and deciding what to wear for a meeting or for a stage, whatever talk that I'm going to give, or for Instagram. A lot of people have this sense that their closet is full of clothes, but there's nothing to wear. And that's the beginning of the process. It's like the first thought you have is I have nothing to wear. So now I'm not going to even care. But the next thought after that is that how much of an effort did I put into my closet? How much of an effort did I even put into the thought process of what I want to show up as? So when I look at the mirror, what do I see? What do I hear in my head? So that's what I'd really like to get into, is that you have affirmations for yourself. Do you have an actual vision for what you want to show up as? For example, if you said to me, what, Nimi, today's word is power. I want to show up as being powerful. I want you to look at me and say, that's a really powerful look that you have. You're exuding power to me. So that's what the journey really is that I will help you embody what you want to show up as. And then eventually we're going to work on the inside, which is how you're actually going to start feeling like that. And the reason for all of that is not so that everybody else can think that you're amazing. That's just a byproduct. It's so that you feel amazing, but you're able to manifest that person that is in your head. That creation that you created in your head of a powerful human being, you actually become it.
I love that.
Yeah, that is true. So when working from home, right? So if you're like online service provider, typically when you work at home, you live in your pajamas, right? So there are times where I know coming from experience, like I want to feel like human, like I want to feel like an adult. Like, come on, let's put some like actual clothes on and not your pajamas, right? So at the end of last year, there was one day where I decided, boy, I'm just going to put some pants on, a nice shirt, and just work, even though I'm not going anywhere. Like it made me feel good. I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it for myself. And I wanted to feel good. So in that day, I ended up getting a client that same day. And I told myself, I'm like, okay, well, if I dress for success, I'm going to do some great things. So now, not all the time, but there are times where I'm just like, I need to dress up so I can have a better day. So it makes me feel good inside. That's power.
I love that. What a cool story to literally see the power of how you think and then how you come off on a call or, with another human being.
I think that's the big importance of it. And sometimes I even forget that because as Sarah was saying, like I am the true, I don't say my pajamas all day, but I live in like athleisure because I usually drop my kids off and either go for a walk now that it's warmer or I do a workout and then I immediately sit down and start working. So like I don't take the time to change. I'm still in like hustle mode because I'm in my workout clothes. It may sound silly, but sometimes I think maybe I should buy CEO or how you said, Nimisha, power clothes and change into those before I sit at my desk. Then that would essentially create a different mindset and focus for the tasks I have to do and not necessarily try to hustle or rush through the tasks that I need to grow my own business.
Absolutely. And this is something that I teach in a program of mine is that I teach people to have that one power outfit, literally just one power outfit, whatever it is. It's a black jacket, it's a black dress, whatever, a red dress, a red sort of lipstick, whatever it is that goes with that outfit. We put it together and then you have affirmations that go with it. So you're going to be standing in front of a mirror when you're getting ready. So why not add a couple of sentences to that for your powerful self that's the inside of you? Because you can't have the clothes wear you. You have to be wearing the clothes. And so this is just a tool for you to feel more powerful. I did a lot of self-development work and work and all that jazz, but I wasn't able to see the successful human being that I wanted to embody in my future. I was able to envision her because I'm a visual person, but I wasn't able to connect with all of the stuff going on inside of me that society had said, like, I can't be successful, I can't make money, this is not my cup of tea, other people are better than me, what am I even thinking in my 40s to get into a business? All of that stuff was coming up for me. And I thought, okay, I have a vision of myself as a powerful human being showing up and standing up on a stage and giving a TED Talk. How do I get there? And so what I started doing is my morning routine started with something called mirror work, where I found a really powerful outfit in my closet. I would put it on and stand in front of the mirror and say my affirmations. And then I would look at this girl and be like, this is who she is. How do I connect to her? So I started doing the things that she would do. I would show up at podcasts, or I would start making friends that were more just in line with what that was all about. I started setting boundaries with people who thought that I wasn't great. that put me down a little bit, even in a passive aggressive way, I would keep my boundaries with them because I was like, this girl that I see every morning in the mirror would not take that crap.
Yeah. Boundaries is definitely something that we all need to set because it can be tough because as a business owner, you want to be able to say yes to everything. You want to be able to do everything because you want to grow. You want those opportunities, but you have to draw the line somewhere. I mean, like you have to eventually say no to people. And sure, they might get upset, but it's for your own mental health, your own personal growth, and your professional growth as well.
Exactly.
So with the brand image and like boosting confidence, maintaining boundaries, is there a way that you have found with working with other women who have undergone this like self-confidence boost and like through the mirror work? Like how do they implement this power outfit, these affirmations into communicating clear boundaries?
What you're saying is, how does the outside now marry the inside? Which is, how do you feel like you're powerful enough to actually set those boundaries? Except there are some of us, myself included, who are people pleasers. I'm a recovering people pleaser. So that's not comfortable for me to be like, I have to say no and set boundaries with people because that means I'm not nice and I'm not kind. And that's just who I am. I'm a very kind person. All of that stuff comes up. I totally get it. So how does this powerful human being in front of me in the mirror is saying, we're just going to set boundaries because this is not good for us? How do we do that as the people pleaser inside is saying, yeah, we're not going to be able to utter those words anymore. So it's great that you girl in the mirror thinks that, but I am not you. I have to be able to say, I am her. I want to be her. So I am her. So what I would do is that I would think, what would happen? And I would go through the whole scenario in my head before I actually did it. Is that what would happen if it was worst case scenario? If this person said, what, I'm never going to speak to you again because you're not a good person. You're mean and you're rude. And what you just did, what would happen if I lost this person? They didn't think I was nice anymore. And I would go through the whole thing and nothing would happen. Nothing would really happen. I would have to go on with my life the way it is. That person would not exist in my life and I would exist in theirs. Is there some kind of grief that I go through because of that? Cool. I have to do that. I can't make somebody choose me because what I'm doing is I'm manipulating them into choosing me by being pleasing, right? Like I have to be me. And they then say, oh, okay, as you, I choose you.
Yeah. Not everybody's going to like each other. If you don't like somebody, if somebody doesn't like you, move on with your life. How many people are in this world? Like, seriously. So I know that coming from experience, setting boundaries and saying like no to something or saying, I don't want to be a part of your thing or whatever the case may be. I've been told that I've not hurt some feelings, but like they wanted me to be a part of this thing. And I just didn't want to because it didn't align with me, didn't align with my values. Like we were talking about boundaries, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you will lose relationships for stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, I don't want to do this. This is who I am. And they're going to accept that or not. And you're just going to have to move on with your life.
Exactly. A lot of times we don't understand that. At least for me, it was difficult for me to be able to embody that role until I imagined that girl that stands in front of the mirror every day, who's powerful. And I just imagine she's saying that. So now I'm taking responsibility off of that girl that doesn't know how to say it. Because I know there's a girl inside of me that has no idea how to set this boundary. She has no clue. She has never learned and she's having a difficult time. So what I do is I'm like, you don't have to say it. You do not have to say it. I'll take it off of your plate and give it to this chick that I see every morning. So in that moment, I just become her.
Yeah.
So you have to role play. You have to, like in acting, they say that the biggest tool for actors are the outside. So a lot of actors, what they do is they'll read their scripts and all of that beforehand and embody the whatever character in whatever way they can internally. But the only way that they're able to actually show up as a character is when they put on a costume that's made for the character. That's the only way that they feel like the person. Some people actually have scents. And I talk about this in my program as well, is that perfumes, your scent is really important, but you don't realize it because you didn't pay a lot of attention to that. Your scent is so important because it is the one sense that is connected to your emotions. So let's say that I pick one scent that makes me feel very powerful, and I apply that scent every time I want to feel that way. It's actually going to work. And that's why actors actually have a different scent for each character. Some actors actually have one scent that they buy for one character, and then they get rid of it and they never use it again.
What?
Yeah, this is an actual tool where they never use it again once the movie's done and they go on to the next character. They'll look for another scent. Some people do it with the music, where they'll have one song playing in their head for their character. And once the character is done, they're done with the song. So these are just mind-blowing.
It is. But the music thing is actually very interesting because I use the same perfume no matter what. So now I kind of want to go and like test different perfumes because I go to networking events. So maybe I could have a scent for when I'm networking. But the music, I do have certain songs that like when I'm angry and frustrated, like I have a go-to playlist that just helps me it out. And
Metallica.
Sarah and I have talked about it where we have different playlists ourselves I listen to what is lo-fi, I think, very instrumental background elevator music type when I need to just chill and work on some blog posts or something. And Sarah is the complete opposite, which is why she's laughing so hard right now.
So funny. No, I listen to a lot of metal and rock and alternative. So I have to, when I'm working, you hear it in the background. So yeah, no.
But I love that you already have that connection with your brain.
Yeah.
This music allows you to have this atmosphere. Exactly. And it's so powerful already. So if you increase that to other tools in your life to bring about change internally, that actually works. In fact, a lot of people I don't know if you've heard of the Marilyn Monroe theory. Have you heard of it? It's very cool. It's all over TikTok, but I will briefly explain it. Is that Marilyn Monroe had, and we all know who she is and how magnetic she was and what kind of personality she exuded on screen and in person even. And people I've always wondered, how do you do that? How do you have that kind of power just walking into a room and everybody's just looking at you and desiring you? That's the word that comes into mind, desire. And she was with her journalist friend. One of her friends was a journalist, and they were walking on the streets of, I think, New York or some city. And the journalist genuinely asked her, how do you have this kind of aura as this person who people sort of want to gravitate towards? And she said, I turn it on. He said, what do you mean, turn it on? And she said, do you want me to turn it on? And he said, yeah, sure. So they were walking on a street together and nobody was looking at her. Everybody was just doing their thing, walking along, and she took 5 seconds. She closed her eyes, took 5 seconds, opened them again, and started walking again. And the journalist was beside her, and everybody was turning around to look at her. Everybody that passed by her, even cars were pausing to look at this woman that was walking down the street. And like, what did you just do? What did you just do? And she said that I feel a string pulling me up from the back of my head. I feel a string, a powerful string pulling me up above everybody else. And that string is allowing me to step above everybody else. And it's also helping me step into the person that I want to be. So if you're asking for admiration, I am this person that everybody admires. I am this person that everybody thinks, holy wow, who is she? And that's who I am when I'm walking down that street. And when I do that, I'm literally focused just on that. You turn around and you look at me because I'm forcing you to do so with my energy. And
that is so interesting.
right? Mind-blowing. It takes a lot of energy. It actually does take a lot of mind power to do this, right? Like you're not just going to be like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. And then 5 seconds later think, but this skirt makes me look fat. You can't do that because you've just lost the power. Or you can't just be like, oh, what a cute bird. You have to keep mindset of where you are and what you want others to feel. But that kind of power, once you get used to it, you can actually generate that mindset and also do other things. You can multitask at the same time. But let's say if you wanted a multi-million-dollar deal, then you don't multitask. Then you stay on that mindset and keep that mindset. And I tried this. Of course, I was going to test it. I tested it, but not on myself. I tested it on one of my friends because I'm like, if I test it on myself, I can just claim that this happened to me. Let me just try it on someone. So I was sitting at lunch with a friend of mine and I was telling her, mind blown, about this theory. And I said, let's try it on you. And she said, okay, what do you want me to do? So I told her what to do. I said, your hair looks amazing today. She'd just gotten back from the salon. She'd curled her hair. I'm like, your hair looks stunning. So today, for the next 2 hours that we're sitting here, the only thought that you're going to keep continually having while you're having a conversation with me is, my hair looks amazing. Every second that you have like a gap in your thought process, you're going to think, wow, my hair looks amazing today. So she said, I promise you I'll do that. Now she's a coach. So she's very cool. She was committed to it. 2 hours later, we were done with lunch. Our bill came and the person that brought us the bill, a lady, said, your hair looks amazing to her. I am not kidding you. She said that exact sentence. I was right there sitting with her. She said, your hair looks amazing. And this girl turned around and looked at me and she said, what? I said, now I want you to continue thinking this way, even while you're heading home right now. Just keep thinking this. And she said, okay. So we were heading home together. We were going to walk like a couple of blocks together. And then I was going to go left and she was going to go right towards our homes. We were walking and a stranger on the street walking up to us stopped her and said, your hair looks amazing. So 2 people.
I want to try it now.
You have to try it. You have to try it. I encourage everyone to try this technique, but don't try it with the pessimism of, let's see. Try it with the optimism of, this is going to work for me because I'm that powerful.
Hey there, listeners. Ever feel like you're struggling to connect with customers or lead your team effectively? That's where soft skills come in.
Entrepreneur Encounter isn't just another podcast. We're a community dedicated to helping early stage entrepreneurs like you master the soft skills that make or break a business.
Technical skills are important, but without communication, collaboration, and confidence, your business might never get off the ground to the next level.
In our membership, Dana and I share actionable insights and tips to help you nurture the soft skills you need to thrive.
Give you access to bonus content, workshops, and a network of like-minded entrepreneurs who are all on the same journey.
We'll teach you how to boost your confidence,
Become a leader who inspires and motivates your team,
navigate conflict like a pro,
to resolve disagreements without drama and build stronger relationships,
communicate clearly and concisely, get your message across, build trust, and close the deal.
If you're ready to take your business to the next level, join the circle by clicking the link in the show notes.
So speaking of like this whole power thing, saying it to yourself and like feeling it and actually like showing it. And earlier we were talking about clothes and like how like what makes us feel good? What makes us feel powerful? And I'm a jeans and t-shirt kind of person all the way. Sometimes I'll put on a nice shirt if I'm like going out, but I saw these really cool dark green dress pants that I want to get so bad because I love green, but I've been looking for really cool looking dress pants that are not just jeans, not just your typical black jeans. And after this conversation, I think I'm going to go buy those pants.
Yes. Like a your power outfit.
Oh my goodness. It's so funny because I go into networking events and all these things. I never felt the need to dress up because I wanted to be me. I wanted to be like, I'm a very laid back type of person. I don't wear dresses or anything like that. So when it comes to dressing up, it's very casual. But then I'm starting to realize that, and I always talk about this to other people as well, is like you are communicating non-verbally to people the way that you would dress. Now, I'm tatted. I have 14 tattoos. My arms are covered in tattoos. I know that I get severely judged. People do that. People judge you for what you look like all the time. But I don't care. And I think that if I buy those green pants, no one's going to be looking at my arms anymore.
Actually notice the pants and the arms, you know, there's such a power. And you said, I want to be me. Why can't there be multiple yous?
That's funny that you asked that because I never thought that could be a thing. I think it's more the being comfortable in what I'm wearing. I don't do it. Why start? I think that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, why start dressing up when I never do? But I think when I was talking back about that day where I dressed up because I wanted to feel good for that day and I got a client. Now I feel like I need to get those green pants. So if I want more clients, I need to dress up and get more work.
Okay, I'm going to challenge that you used a word that coaches will catch. The word is need. Need is not the allergy you want. It's the want. Do you want this? Do you want the green pants? Because when you talked about the green pants,
I want the green pants.
Yes, exactly. You said, I really want the green pants. So once you have the want, the green pants actually become something that you just do. You don't do it because you need to do it for your business. You'll do it because that's just what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. It's just funny. I'm really loving this conversation because earlier I said, no, it's not that I don't care, because I really don't, because more so I don't care what people think. Because I think there's so many times that we get so wrapped up in what everybody else is thinking of us and the judgments and all the things, because we judge ourselves. We are harder on ourselves than other people are. So taking those affirmations, saying that I know I'm good enough. I know that I'm great at what I'm doing. I know I'm powerful. And I think saying those things to yourself and saying, yes, I'm going to get those green pants today. I want to put them in my Amazon cart and have them shipped to my house. It's not that we don't care. I think it's more so we want the things that we want. And I'm trying to figure out like the best way to say this, because I know at one point I was really hard on myself for people judging me, like just by looks, because I know we all been there before. But now I'm just like, you don't like it, then you don't like it. Like, who cares, you know?
And it's the best place to be, Sarah. Really, it is. Yeah. Because if you've developed that, then wearing the green pants will be no problem at all. I don't care what you think about me, right?
I want to see them and I can't wait to see them.
Okay. I'm going to go shopping later.
Nimisha, beyond brand image, how do you personally define happiness and fulfillment? And how can the women that are listening also achieve that same mindset?
I think the biggest learning that I've learned from my own personal journey on this mirror work, etc., is the fact that my happiness lied in letting go of what I thought people thought about me, number one. And number two, I had taken in a lot of the noise from my childhood and made that my, I think, go-to for what was right and what was wrong. And that was really making me unhappy. I'll give you an example of something wardrobe related, which is so funny, is that I used to think that wearing shorts was not good. It didn't show me in a good light. But if you wore shorts, I thought they were very cute on you. It was bizarre because I had it in my brain, because as a child, I grew up in a really sort of close community. And I had it in my brain that wearing shorts made me look like a person, a woman that wasn't a good girl. And so I put it in my brain. So my parents didn't live with me anymore. I was a 40-year-old woman who didn't wear shorts because of these reasons. And it had been years since I had not worn anything short. And I had no body image issues. It was just this thing in my brain. So I invested a little bit of time in trying the different things that I thought I was like, the resistance was coming up for me. Lingerie is another one that women are just like, ooh, it's like my body is showing, you know? So that was something. I would wear lingerie in front of a mirror every single morning for myself to see, to accept, to appreciate, to feel powerful in. It happened step by step. But again, it was something that it was a taboo for me. So I feel that a lot of things that bring us unhappiness are the things that we have absorbed from the environment that we've grown up in, lived in, and maybe forced into, whatever it is. But the point is that we've absorbed it all. And so it's like there was a story of a little elephant, and there was a man who was passing by, and it was a huge elephant tied with one single rope to a whatever, like a tree. And the man was curious. So he asked the nearby guy who was sitting there, He may have been one of the trainers in a zoo or something. And he said, why is this elephant tied with a rope? He can break that rope in 2 seconds. Like, this is silly. And he said, sir, this elephant has been tied to this place with a rope since she was a child. She was a little baby and they tied her with a rope. And she tried to get free, but she couldn't because she was too small. And over the years, she just stopped trying. And now they will tie her with the thinnest rope and she just won't go anywhere because she thinks that she
still stuck.
Exactly. So that's where we were. And that's where I was. And that's where we are when we feel unhappiness, but we feel like that's just how it is. And I disagree.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because let me tell you, my experience too, like there's things that you experience and then are like, nope, no more. But you need to create your own experiences. You need to, as we were talking about, like setting boundaries and confidence and all that, is that, yeah, you're coming from, you experience things maybe when you were younger that are making you feel like, hey, I don't want to do this now because I didn't like it or I was told no or whatever the case may be. So like you were saying, like it's ingrained in your mind that this is a no-go, like the shorts. I know it sounds so crazy. It's so simple. Like just put the shorts on, you know what I mean? But you were saying you weren't allowed to wear shorts. Let's say that I wasn't allowed to drink coffee. Obviously, as a kid, you're not supposed to drink coffee. But as time goes on, and then now you're in your 40s and your best friend's like, hey, you want some coffee? You're like, I don't want any coffee. But like, come on now, it's coffee.
And what if you loved it, Sarah? What if you actually loved coffee?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And I love wearing shorts. I'm wearing them now.
So coffee wise, I didn't drink coffee until I was after my 30s. For the similar mindset, I was raised that you don't drink coffee or tea. It was more of a religious thing, but I didn't drink it until I was probably, honestly, like a couple years ago. After having 3 children and doing all the things, it was a complete mind-blowing experience. And I had like all this caffeine in my system. I was like, I can shout from the rooftops right now. And that's just something as simple as coffee and caffeination.
Isn't that the key of life? Is that try it. Just try it. This is what I say to a lot of my clients when they say, red lipstick, Nimi? I don't think so because I love red lipstick. So that's the one thing that I encourage most of my women clients to try. Just to try, right? If it doesn't work for them, that's fine. But I love red lipstick. It's such a powerful statement for a woman. They're like, no, I'm like, can you try it for a second? Just try it. And how, like, I can't tell you how many have converted to loving it.
Really?
Yeah. Because they thought their skin color doesn't allow for red lipstick to be cool. It's too much. They will be too powerful. It'll be, and some occasions, yes, you can wear red lipstick to a funeral. I get that. We're not completely going crazy and saying things like that. But these are things that people just don't want to try because of a preconceived notion. And I'm just saying, break those notions and at least try it and then decide for yourself.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, just my thing is like, I do this with my kids is what's the harm in trying it out? Whether it's food, a new sport, I'm trying to get my son into cosplay, like all the things. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And we just don't do it again. But you don't know until you try. I love that. I found like I've been making notes on this on our show notes of like power playlist, power scents. And now like maybe we'll throw in some red lipstick on there and we'll just kind of do it behind the scenes. How do we feel? I love that.
Yes. Please keep me posted on how you feel because I'd really like to know how you feel.
You will probably be the first to know. It'll be a shout out. Got my whatever scent I decided to figure out and like utilize. I will definitely shout you out. Well, and Nimisha, this has been wonderful. I honestly feel like we could just keep talking about all the things. So for our listeners that would love to also continue talking with you, learning from you, working directly with you, where can they find you?
So most of the time I'm on Instagram. I love being on Instagram and I will be creating the course very soon. So if anyone's interested in any of the things that we've been talking about, then the Nimisha Mehta is where I am at. Just DM me or follow me or just let me know because sometimes you just want to be inspired and try it on your own. And sometimes you actually need help and would like an actual person to hold your hand and show you how. So wherever you are in your journey, it's just something that I do to serve people outside of me. But I'm doing this on my own every day, Dana. I'm serving myself as well every day with this stuff. So it's a never-ending journey for all of us.
It is 100% a journey. I still have days where I have to talk to myself. I did really love, I think my key takeaway today was I don't even know where I wrote it down at, or I can't make someone choose me. I have to choose me. And there are still days where I have to remind myself to choose me and my boundaries and my power. And that sounds silly and whatnot, but I wholeheartedly agree with that. So hopefully we will have all of this information in the show notes, and we will definitely stay connected with you. Thank you again for being a guest.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you both. I had an amazing time, and keep lighting the world up with everything that you share on here.
Thank you. All right. Well, until next time, you guys. Bye.